6-3 win tonight for the Avs. Surprised at, especially your question about the secondary scoring, that, I mean, obviously, you know, those guys have great pride in that room, and a lot of the attention is on that top three guys, the top line for Colorado. Are you surprised by his answer?
Well, we saw the numbers. Obviously, none of those guys are going to produce to the level of what McKinnon, Renton, and Landeskog are going to do. And Carl is pulling his weight. I mean, 15 goals halfway through the season, could possibly be on his way to a high 20s, maybe 30-goal season. So he's playing extremely well. But, you know, I feel that there needs to be more growth. You look at Kerfoot, you look at Jost, you know, you look at Wilson. Wilson needs to play, you know, more gritty, more consistently. Not necessarily be on the score sheet, but like I said earlier, be, you know, a plus at the end of the night. Be an even player. Be a guy that, you know, the line that you're going to play against, you have to win the battle against that line at the end of the night. And I feel that if they do that, the McKinnon, Renton, and Landeskog line is going to be able to take him over the top, because they are that dynamic, that skilled. They've been dominating so far this season, and they're just grabbing their, you know, they're just catching up their you know, you know, they've had a bit of a slowdown lately, but they're going to produce. They're going to find ways to produce. Those guys have too much character. You saw, you know, what happened with McKinnon in Calgary. You know, he's an emotional guy. He wants to perform. You play him at anything. You play him at golf, he's going to be the same way with you. He's going to want to win that day on the golf course. So he's you know, a tremendous athlete. So I think that if the rest of the team, you know, pulls forward and brings just a little bit more, that team's going to be just fine.
Yeah, they got to play fast. I mean, I remember last year they were a fast team. When they were going good and winning hockey games, they played fast and played north-south. They're on people quickly. They need to play that way, just like they did against Toronto, and they're a more determined team. They're winning the battles. They got to play like that every night, be more consistent, and they'll get this turned around and going in the right direction.
Do you think we'll see that top line stay together between now and the end of the season, if this team is clicking? Or at what point, how do you weigh, like as a head coach, when to break up that top line to give yourself a little bit more secondary scoring, yet you could jeopardize ruining a great thing up top?
They've had Landeskog on a different line, you know, for a short period of time. We're probably going to see it till the end of the year, where they try a different combination. But Coach Bednar and his coaching staff are going to evaluate all assets of the games. Where are we more successful? What are the other lines doing? Are the other lines having problem, you know, like winning their matchup or winning that night? If they do, then probably you're going to have to change at some point, because those guys, you know, if they're that dynamic, hopefully Rantanen can carry his own line. Hopefully McKinnon can carry his own line, which he probably will. You know, I'm more, you know, curious to see if Rantanen and Landeskog, you know, maybe on a different line. I'm curious to see what is going to play out, but certainly they're going to look at every single options that's going to give them the best option to win. But tonight, Zadorov was back in the lineup too after missing 10 games, and I think he brings a little physicality to that team.
Yeah.
All right, the Avs capping off their 5-game road trip, all 5 games in Canada on Wednesday night against the Sens.